Broadcasting live from the basement of the Pentagon. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Everything stated on WTF Nation Radio is to be considered the opinion of the person that stated it, and not an official representation of WTF Nation Radio or U.S. Army WTF Moments.
Price does not include tax, title, or license. Some assembly required. Each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
WTF Nation Radio. WTF Nation Radio.
Hi, Lieutenant. How are you doing? Aw, did you find your land nav point, Lieutenant? Good job, Lieutenant. You get a
Expert Action Badge.
Put on your uniform right.
Expert Action Badge.
Show up to work on time.
Expert Action Badge.
Qualify on your weapon.
Expert Action Badge. Badge of Action.
Find your guidon.
Expert Action Badge.
That's right. Just doing your noble warrior task and drills, you get a
Expert Action Badge.
each item sold separately. Batteries not included. Objects in mirror are closer than they appear. If conditions persist, contact a physician. Individual results may vary. Keep out of the reach of children. Avoid prolonged exposure to direct sunlight. Keep in a cool, dark place. And
please enjoy the show. Shots.
Shit in a bag, Pogue. Badge of Action.
The voice of U.S. Army WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.
Action Badge.
What is going on, Nation? This is KJ. Hope y'all are having a good afternoon, and here we are once again for another edition of Jose's Taco Truck. I gotta work on my Mexican accent. So, what's been going down, everybody? Nothing much. I got a kind of a surprise for everybody. We kind of kept them locked up in the... What the hell? What? Yay, Facebook, you're absolutely fantastic. Facebook decided to be a cuck and just automatically... The hell? This is one of those times where I just really don't like Facebook. Anyway, we have a little surprise for everybody, and while I'm working on getting the Facebook back up, let's have him introduce himself. Hey, Spurs. How you doing?
How's it going?
Pretty good.
Yeah, it's been weeks in the quietness.
Weeks in the quietness, huh? What do you mean?
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been hiding me back there in the back end of the taco truck. I've been, eating beans and trying to stay alive.
Well, I try to provide quality ingredients in the back of my taco truck. And real quick, I'm trying to... Yeah, something's going down with the Facebook, but fuck it. People are telling me they can hear me, so fuck it, we're going live. So, Spurs, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I am I'm a dad for one, a veteran of the Army. I was in for 10 years, been out now for 10 years, and, fought the VA, doing all that good stuff, living the dream. So I'm excited to be here with everybody here on the nation.
Living the dream, huh? I wish I was living the dream. I'm just currently living in a hell because I'm literally handcuffed to the steering wheel of the taco truck. Literally. Oh my God, D-Max is calling in. Nope. I know what you're gonna do, D-Max. Nope. We're not doing that. Not on my show. You already got me once. You can get him. You can get him when he gets somewhere. He's in his infancy, D-Max. Leave him alone. He's in his infancy, D-Max. You can't do things like this yet. No, D-Max. Bad D-Max.
Already trying to get me the flush, huh?
Yeah, they're already trying to flush you. Well, as you may have noticed, Spurs is a longtime listener that somehow managed to finagle his way into the back of the taco truck. I caught him there one day frying up some chalupas, and I handcuffed him to the fryer and dragged him to the head shed, and they said we approve. And originally I thought they approved for the human sacrifice, so when I got the spit out, they were looking at me kind of crazy. But, beggars can't be choosers, and they were kind of wondering why I was screaming Kalimba the entire time. Okay, hold on. 1 second. We're going to hold off on calls for a minute. So, tell us a little bit. So what'd you do in the Army, Spurs? Why do you have the name Spurs?
Oh, well, you guys have a hard-on for the Cav side of things. So, I was air defense, and then I ended up going and was in a Cav unit, a secondary MOS of a 19 Delta, and got my Spurs, both silver and gold. So that seems to be why everybody wants to call me Spurs.
Yeah, I have to say, your knee pads must be in very poor condition.
Yeah. Thanks.
It's okay. It's brotherly hate. It's my one of my brothers. He was a Cav Scout, and every single time he gets incredibly drunk. He talks about all the hooah shit he did, and and I keep telling him, yeah, but you ain't infantry, and he sits there and he's like, but we're like infantry, and he's incredibly drunk, and usually for 3 or 4 hours, I'll go go and grab my blue cord and just smack him around with it.
Well, you don't have a Stetson though, do you?
I do have a Stetson, actually.
Really?
Not from the Army. Well,
right.
It's from the Army, but it's not from the Army. Like, it isn't officially from the Army, but I got a Stetson from a good friend of mine after I enlisted. He was a Cav Scout, and he was on leave when I first got to my first duty station, and one of his previous units was at my first duty station, Fort Campbell, and he presented me with his first Stetson. He said, here you go. You have this. I'm like, oh, fucking thanks. And then he proceeded to smoke the shit out of me because he was about 4 ranks higher than me. So,
treating you good.
Yeah. At least we all follow the same smoking section procedure.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Although I have to say, Little Man in the Woods is still my least favorite.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The spur ride to get my silver spurs was probably the hardest 2 days that I had been and had in the Army. And most degrading, I think, and when it comes to super soakers filled with, never mind. I'm not going to bust
super
anybody
soakers
out.
filled with horse semen.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Whatever they want to call it. But it was a really tough day, or 2 days actually.
I have to say, I give a lot of shit to Cav Scouts, and I give a lot of shit to fucking, because I'm infantry. I have to give shit to Cav Scouts. It's hardwired in us. But I have to say is that I've said it before, but there's a fine line between combat arms and pogues,
mm-hmm. and
there's very people can cross that. Of course, you're going to get that fucking truck driver that's going to be on convoy jobs. He was on convoy jobs in fucking 2003 and 2004. It's constantly getting under fire. Fuck yeah, you've crossed that line. You've entered the world of combat arms. You can say you did some hooah shit. Just don't fucking say, oh, it's pretty much infantry, or else we'll have another fucking Timmy from the Salty Solar Underground. Fucking Cav Scouts are fucking. They are fucking on my eyes. They are very past that line because the doctrine, as I say that with air quotes and fucking just wanting to strangle the word doctrine. Y'all fucking go out there and you find the targets and say, hey, go kill these people, and you try not to get engaged. And when you get engaged, it's like, hey, we're gonna kill these people. Yeah. And it's I like Cav Scouts. Air defense. It's okay. I mean, not everyone gets to live in air conditioning. Lucky bastard.
Well, so let me clarify the air defense. There are those pogues. There's the radar. There's the Patriots. Yeah. There's even the Avengers. But when it comes to stingers, you put the stingers on your back and you walk with the infantry. And then once you get set up in an NDP, then you're pushed out, and digging in, and you're providing an umbrella for, the infantry.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, like when you said you were a stinger operator, I was like, damn, that's fucking cool. Because the only experience I have with stingers is from fucking Arma.
Yeah.
So, stingers to me are beep, 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 beep. Do they make that beeping noise? Is that a real thing? They make that annoying little fucking beep?
They have a really fast acquisition tone.
Okay, cool. So
it's a beep, 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 and then it goes like almost a full tone when you actually get a lock on.
Yeah, it's just this really, like, in the video game world, it's like beep, 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 and it's like, okay, that's pretty fucking annoying. And whenever I'm stuck playing Arma as a, you're an anti-air guy, fuck me, I don't want to deal with the beeping. I just imagine every stinger operator's like, God damn it, I gotta deal with the fucking beeps again.
Yep.
Oh man, it's just a ugh. Although moving past that, you still wear Cav Scout, so that makes you pretty fucking gay. So whatever.
Thanks, appreciate it.
No problem. I'm gonna give you shit for that for the rest of your fucking life.
Outstanding.
What's up, Charlie? Hey, how's things going down in the green room there, Charlie? And no flush is on my show, D-Max. Nope. I got your name. I got your number, D-Max. I'm gonna know when you call in. I'm tracking you, D-Max. I know your plans. So, you ready to get triggered, Spurs?
Let's go.
All right. So let's talk about everyone's favorite punching bag from the Republican Party. And honestly, he looks like a goofy motherfucker. Mitch McConnell.
Are we talking about Turtle?
We're talking about Turtle.
Outstanding.
So, real quick, Addison Mitchell McConnell Jr., his first name is Addison, was born February 20, 1942. He's an American politician who serves in the United States Senate from Kentucky since 1985. He's a member of the Republican Party, and he has additionally served as the Senate Majority Leader since January 3, 2015. He previously served as Minority Leader from 07 to 15. He is the second Kentuckian to lead his party in the Senate. McConnell is the longest-serving U.S. Senator in Kentucky history. Now, let's go to what he's fucking done in the Senate. Because this motherfucker... Now, for those of you that have been tracking, and it makes me so happy to say this, I'm going to pull up the audio of it now. McConnell objecting to military pay. And this motherfucker decides that he's going to object to the government, to soldiers getting paid. And that does not sit well with me. That really makes me mad. And here it is from C-SPAN itself. Oh, thank you, Ad. I really appreciate it. Where
in the world that they...
Okay, so currently speaking is Senator Claire McCaskill. And she's advocating, hey, with the government shut down, let's pay our troops and pay their death benefits.
They will be paid for the valiant work they do on behalf of our national security. I ask unanimous consent that the Senate proceed to the immediate consideration of calendar number 36, H.R. 1301, that the amendment at the desk providing for continuing appropriations for pay and death benefits for members of the armed services be considered and agreed to, the bill as amended be considered read a third time and passed, and the motions to reconsider be considered made and laid upon the table with no intervening action or debate.
And now the speaker at the Senate, the speaker's talking. He's going to say if anyone objects.
Your objection?
Mr. President, reserving the right to object.
And that right there is fucking Mitch McConnell reserving the right to object.
Passed similar legislation during the government shutdown back in 2013. My hope is that we can restore funding for the entire government before this becomes necessary. I'm going to object for tonight, but we'll discuss again tomorrow. Therefore, I object.
And that's it, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so here's the headache with what just happened. And Spurs, I'm going to let you hop in a second. Here's the headache what just happened. I'm watching all of these clips of it's literally just, I reserve the right to object. I object to this this amendment. And that's all it says. It completely cuts out that middle part. Completely. That he wants to get funding for all of the government secured, or at least started to talk about, before they go to this extreme. And I, like many other people, heard the first version, where it was the edited cut version. And then, of course, I find C-SPAN and I find the unedited cut version. And Spurs, what do you think about the unedited cut version?
Well, I think, honestly, I think that there's probably a good reason why he actually said he objected. And I have a real problem with a lot of the mainstream media nowadays that like to edit things out and narrate things they want it to be seen. Maybe he had a good reason, or there was writers on what she was trying to put through. So, but I haven't seen anything like that. So, and I see Bob here is saying she wanted to bypass reading and debate on the bill. it's, I don't like him per se, but then he might have had a good reason.
And that's a good point to make, but the heartache here for me, the part that really aggravates me, and I'm not getting riled up because it's hearing the whole version, and let's re-listen to that real quick. Unmute to Google, unmute to Chrome, so that we can actually hear what the fuck they're saying. Let's hear that real quick again.
Reserving the right to object. We passed similar legislation during
We passed summary legislation in 2013.
the government shutdown back in 2013. My hope is that we can restore funding for the entire government before this becomes necessary.
So, he's hoping to restore funding for the entire government before this becomes necessary. And when this was done, which I believe was it Saturday night or Sunday? Saturday night, that was the 20th. So there was a full 11 days before the first hit and paychecks were coming out for the DoD. So I can see him on that end going, okay, hey, there's 11 fucking days before pay hits. We have time to talk about it, especially in the Senate, especially in Congress. You get what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I mean, we weren't rushed. I mean, yeah, we're gonna be backtracked on personnel not being there to do the job for the 10 days or whatever. But we weren't. Besides the soldiers that were killed in that accident, they're still going to end up getting, the family's going to end up getting paid. It's the government shutting down is only momentary, and I don't know. Yeah, I understand soldiers, and I'm all about helping, my brethren out. But if the 10 days, if we can't figure out something in 10 days, then hell yeah, let's get it going.
Yeah, exactly. Like 10 days, and that's a lifetime in Congress. That's a lifetime. It's bills get pushed out and thrown in, and you'll have 30 or 40 different fucking things tossed in there within those 10 days. Yeah, it just sucks because we had those two soldiers that passed away in the Apache crash, and their spouses aren't going to get the death benefits, and that's what really rankles me. And this he objected with that in knowledge, I believe. I don't remember. Did that happen before or after the objection? I can't recall. Do you know, Spurs?
I believe that the government shut down. What the objection was on Monday, so the crash was Saturday, just after the.
So yeah. Then he knew he had to have been. Someone had to have told him, "Hey, this happened," because this was not a random thing just brought up. There's a procedure to approach the Senate, approach the House with a new bill or a new amendment or whatever.
Right, but can we look at and this is, I think, what's wrong with a lot of America today is we pander to the onesies and twosies versus the mass, the general population, which is the good of the government. Let's get the entire federal government going. We'll pay you. The family will be taken care of. Let's just take the 10 days to do it right.
Yeah, and that's the thing here. Like that's the other major issue here. Technically, the we'll pay you. Yeah, we'll pay you. It's the government; they will pay you. But when it comes to like the families being taken care of, that's going to fall on nonprofits. That's going to fall on third parties for as of right now. Right now there is an extension to the shutdown. So the shutdown is extended, is canceled and could restart on February 8th. But right now, if someone passed away yesterday morning or Sunday, then the process to starting those benefits for the survivors, for the surviving family members, that isn't starting until today, when the actual everything's up and running. Yeah. It's aggravating, especially in this situation. But I can't sit here and just go like normally, and last night I was definitely talking shit about Mitch McConnell because, all I ever heard was that clip of I reserve the right to object and so my objection stands. I'm a fucking turtle. But after hearing the whole clip and why he's objecting, and the supposition for that, hell yeah, I can support that. Because looking at when he said it and the time frame, yeah, I can support that. Granted, it's shitty that I have to say that, but I can support it. I'd rather get the government up than just one facet and have a Band-Aid on what needs a fucking suture.
Yeah, and we as a country lately have been pandering to the feelings, and yeah, it's shitty to know that we're not going to be getting paid if this thing lasts forever. But your paycheck will still come if we can get this done in the 10 days.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, on other aspects of things in the military, I totally get it. When it comes to schools and things like that, there's a lot of people that got screwed because of the government shutdown.
Well, schooling, like you talking about 9/11 GI Bill?
No, TDY.
Okay.
I'm talking about your, when I was in PLDC or your primary leadership, your secondary leadership, those schools actually got shut down and the people got sent home on their own bill.
That fucking sucks.
And they lost their spot and they go to the bottom of the line.
Ooh.
So if you're in an MOS where you've waited a year and a half to get to that school, the government shuts down, you have to pay for your way to get home, you go to the bottom of the list again. So you might have, another year to wait. Are you kidding me?
Now, that's just for schools. What about shit like basic? What about all the shit that's required to like 30th AG? Like it's like 30th AG at Fort Benning, which is, it's reception.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's 30th AG? Yeah, it's 30th AG. No, it's not. Yeah, it is. But like it's reception, but there's a shit ton of civilians that work there. So over the weekend, all those poor dumb bastards that signed up thinking they were going to go camping for 2 months, 3 months, whatever, are just stuck there. I mean, what happens on that end? How was all the different commands affected before the government's reopening for a short while at least?
I don't know. Maybe Jose can do a little bit of research into what happened to all that, because, I mean, sitting there looking, I've got buddies that are still that were in schools, and they're trying to find their way home.
Jesus Christ! And is there commands tracking?
I'm not sure. I haven't heard back.
Shit. Spurs, I would reach out to those people, and then we could talk about it on Thursday.
Yeah.
See what they have to say and what's going on in their world, and shit, if it extend it to them, they're welcome to come on and talk about it. I'd love to hear how this shutdown affected them in their schools. Put the feelers out there. See if anyone want to call in and talk about it on Thursday.
Will do.
Because
I'm going to send a message right now. See what we can do.
Word. Yeah. And if anyone else here listening got directly affected, in a military sense, please feel free to call in. I'll take your, as long as you don't flush me, because I'm not letting Spurs get flushed on my show. You can flush them on Minx's show or Ice's show, but not my show. I won't allow that. But if you've been directly affected, and you're active or something, give us a call. Let us know what's going on. Let us know how shit's going down, fam. Because this right here, and the worst part is, like, the government reopened, right? And the government reopened, and it reopened on a promise. That's what worries me. Like, you always heard the phrase. There's a phrase I grew up with when I was living in New York. Is that promises are like shit. You can always fill up a bucket with them. When you pour it out, it's always gonna stink. I was like, yeah, what? I never made much sense, because people can and then getting older, people can promise you the fucking world, and harsh reality is you're fucking stuck. It's a shit world, and you ain't gonna get exactly what you wanted. And the current promise by McConnell is that, where is that promise? They're going to discuss DACA. Virtually within seconds of the end of Senator Chuck Schumer's speech announcing that enough members of his Democratic minority will vote for a bill aimed at reopening the federal government, a concession based entirely on Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's intention, a promise to bring something to a vote that will address the situation of the DACA recipients, McConnell was back to referring to said recipients as illegal immigrants. My confidence in McConnell's good faith was, of course, shaken to its core. I mean, here's the thing with McConnell, and now I'm going to talk shit about the man. He's an obstructionist. He's not a constitutionalist. He's not a Republican. He's not a Democrat. He's an obstructionist. And are you familiar with that in the political scheme, Spurs? What obstructionists
Of course,
are?
of course. You know, he is. He was a constitutionalist. He was more of a conservative and for the Republican Party in the beginning, but now he is just an obstructionist.
Block. And it's like the biggest thing that comes to mind is the is during President Obama's administration, and there was a open seat in the Supreme Court. And little Mitch McConnell, let's see, where's that fucking quote? It is.
Are you talking about his proudest moment?
Yeah, his proudest moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm trying to find the goddamn quote. I want to quote it word for fucking word because I hate shit like this. Economy, government, gun rights, fundraising, 2016 Supreme Court vacancy. And the quote is, one of my proudest moments was when I looked Barack Obama in the eye and said, Mr. President, you will not fill the Supreme Court vacancy. You motherfucking obstructionist. I'm going to go on a tirade real quick, Spurs.
By all means.
Yeah. When you are in the goddamn fucking Congress, you're supposed to work with your other branches. Now, granted, we all have powers of veto and shit like that when it comes to separation of powers. The legislative branch can fucking tell the president fuck you after he does veto and overrule him. The judicial branch can tell the legislative branch fuck you, that law isn't actually legal. The president can tell the judicial branch, hey, this is an executive order, fuck you. The things that can be done, there's supposed to be a balance of power and separation of power. And I'm sorry, McConnell, but when you have a vacancy in the Supreme Court is an odd number for a fucking reason. And that's because the Supreme Court can never have an equal... If the Supreme Court stalemates, which is fucking impossible with an odd number, then whatever they're deliberating, whatever they're reviewing, well, they can't actively make law. They can't actively make case law. They can't I'm sorry, not case law. I forgot the word because I'm an idiot. But they can't actively make things and make proper decisions regarding the big major cases that they're handling. For example, the cake shop versus the gay couple. That's why having an odd number is great, because then you have 5-4, 7-3, 7-2, 6-3. Odd numbers work well in Supreme Court. And the nomination of Merrick Garland, who I like Merrick Garland. I like him a lot more than Gorsuch.
Why?
Gorsuch, I don't know. It's just a personal thing. I don't know. I just have a weird vibe about him. Nothing against him. Nothing against him statistically. I just have this weird vibe about Gorsuch. Not because President Trump appointed him, but I get this weird vibe from Gorsuch. At the same time, I got a weird vibe from Garland, but Garland, this was there's going to be, whereas Gorsuch's going to say this is something that's going to regress the United States, or something's going to happen that's going to regress us, like what's happening with the cake case. I felt Garland was going to do something that also regresses us. I liked them both, but I would have preferred Garland. Oh, damn microphone. I would have preferred Garland over Gorsuch, mainly because Garland was the nominee and should have gone through the nominee process. And he didn't. He was denied that. That
yeah,
is...
I don't know. Excuse me. When it comes to the timing of that, and all right, I know you've got this, and here's mine. Foil hat time.
Oh, yeah.
Scalia was murdered in my eyes, and it was all a ploy to get the nomination and get somebody in there that was, more along the lines of the Democratic, the left side of things, and it didn't happen. And 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 so when it comes to obstructionism, they did what they could to keep it, to me, in my eyes, more along the lines of a constitutional basis versus the feelings of the people.
And like I see that, and I got that tinfoil hat thing too. But unfortunately, the president's job is to nominate someone for the Supreme Court. President Obama was just doing his goddamn job, and for McConnell to say, "No, you'll not fill the Supreme Court vacancy," you're obstructing the processes of the United States. And furthermore, further fucking more, this man actively obstructs legislation from the opposing. And I'm not talking in the usual, party line obstruction. I'm talking, just because he can, because he doesn't like the person. He obstructs legislation. And that's something you can't have in fucking politics. I heard from several at the station, and people like my mother and a bunch of other people that talk about Mitch McConnell and wonder, why the fuck does Kentucky keep fucking electing him? Like, I lived at Fort Campbell, and all I could ever hear was how McConnell was a fucking cunt. Oh, he's such a fucking asshole. He doesn't fucking do anything for us as Kentuckians. He doesn't fucking understand us. But why the fuck do you keep electing him? Can you explain to me the logic? And he doesn't fucking understand us, but let's elect him again. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean,
if you don't put up quality, and that's just like the rest of America. If you don't put up a quality candidate to go against him with the more centered person to get the populace to vote for him, you're not going to get him out of there. And interesting fact about him, which is that I did not know, is that he's married to somebody that was appointed to Trump's cabinet, and he is one of the richest senators out there because of his wife's family.
Jesus Christ. Wait, who the hell's his wife?
Chow?
No.
Yeah, look it up.
No. No. She's the Secretary of Transportation.
Uh-huh.
No. Cunt. McConnell, cunt. And here's another thing. Here's another fun fucking thing. The Paris Agreement. Do you know what the Paris Agreement is?
Uh-huh.
Okay. He was one of the 22 senators that signed a letter to President Trump urging him to withdraw from the Paris Agreement. Now, according to the Center for Responsive Politics, which I kind of trust them because they're pretty fucking watchdoggy, McConnell's received over $1.5 million from the oil and gas industry since 2012. McConnell, and that's not just the only fucking industry that fucking gives him money. And it's, you hear me say it before, kick a lobbyist in the balls. He's in the lobbyist fucking pocket. This man used to be, for something that is, for something that started out as a good thing for Kentucky, and it started out, and has voted on some good things and opposing some good things and presenting good things. He has now become just this monster, and that's why I despise not having term limits in in Congress or in the Senate. It's this man's been there for over 20 fucking years, and now he's just, oh hey, $1.5 million from the oil industry. Hey, let's take out of the Paris Agreement. We don't need to be a part of that. Stop being a cunt. Just get the fuck out. Stop being a cunt. And the biggest thing, here's the biggest thing, Spurs. I ain't gonna lie. If he opposed the military pay thing, and I'm gonna check this as I say it, so that way at the end I can correct myself. But if he opposed the military pay thing, he should have forfeited his pay.
Did he not?
I'm checking right now.
Because I know there was a lot of senators that actually did.
I know there's a bunch that did. I'm going to check if he did himself. Mark Walker did from North Carolina. I'm trying to see if anyone else did. If Mitch McConnell himself did. I'm not seeing anything, so I'm going to assume that he didn't, because I don't see anything immediately. But I'm going to research and come back to it in the second hour and update that. But if he didn't refuse his pay, but he objected to paying military members, granted, and I understand the objection, get the government back up first, or at least attempt to before we go to that, I'll be a little pissed. Because if then you're putting yourself above those men and women that have, and looking at your bio, you have not done yourself. No time in service. I don't see any of that. Never mind. Yes, the United States Army. Never mind. He did serve in the Army. Okay. That makes it even fucking worse. Motherfucker. Here we go. You fucking cuck. Might want to move your headphones away, by the way, Sparrows. I'm going to be yelling a lot. But you fucking cuck. These motherfuckers are sitting there in fucking Iraq and Afghanistan and Kosovo and fucking Africa and all these fucking shitholes around the fucking world, sucking dick and trading fucking peanut butters for fucking hand jobs. And you fucking oppose a bill to your own... You're a fucking veteran. You motherfucker. You know what the fuck it's like. Years of service, 1967. Okay, great. United States Army Reserve. Oh, okay, so you were a reservist. Way to fucking go. McConnell, you are a fucking cunt. Because these motherfuckers are relying on pay. And their fucking wives and their fucking husbands are relying on getting paid. And the worry about getting paid is going to affect unit fucking integrity over fucking seas. It's going to affect their combat fucking readiness. If they hear there's a government shutdown... If they're in some fucking fob in the middle of fucking Afghanistan that's got no fucking access to anything, like fucking, I'm missing the name of it, Bagram or some shit like that. And they got no fucking way to go to finance, no fucking way to contact Navy Fed, because Navy Fed came in for the fucking win. Fuck yeah.
USA as well.
Yeah, USAA came in for the fucking win. Oh, government shutdown came in? Don't stress it. We'll send you a fucking loan. No interest. We'll just take it out when you get paid again. That way you can pay your bills. They were prepped for it. They were ready. Fuck yeah. You are my fucking winners of the week, by the way. Navy Fed and USAA. But you fucking sit there and tell them, oh, we need to get the government back up, and we need to, I'd rather put this off for another couple of days, which is a valid objection. A valid objection. But you yourself, who fucking served, who should know the stresses of fucking being an enlisted man or being an officer and money. Especially when every fucking NCO and officer is fucking trigger happy with the goddamn fucking paperwork in this fucking new army. And you fucking...
I still come back to the fact that, I mean, hindsight's 20/20 always, right?
Yeah.
But 10 days is a long goddamn time.
Correct.
And when we came out of the weekend, and boom, we're back up and going.
Till February 8th.
And that's why I hate politics, is because they fuck with the American people. But the troops that are overseas, love you to death. They're continuing military operations, right? So they're still getting food. They're still able to do that. And I get the stress of knowing at home there might not be the money to help your kids and your wife and everything else. But 10 days. Let them try to put the pressure on the Democrats to say, hey, stop with the DACA bullshit. The budget has nothing to do with DACA. Stop putting the writers on bullshit, because that's what screwed us and keeps screwing us in this nation. It does. If we keep putting writers on everything.
Well, it's not just DACA. It's not just DACA. There's a much more important bill that's literally, it is expiring in the next couple of days, called CHIP, and that's for children healthcare, for healthcare for children, and that's expiring in some states. It already expired, and I
thought it got approved this morning.
Oh, God damn it! How far fucking out of the loop am I? I don't know if it did.
At least I got something through Facebook through my local representative, saying something about CHIP being funded.
Well, if you got something saying CHIP being funded, hell yeah, share it.
Let me look here.
Yeah, I'll let you look. But
did you see it? Sorry, going back here for a second. Did you see that my posting in the team room that I posted
the office chat?
Yeah. Coming back. Yeah, there you go.
Yep. There for people.
Yep. That was a posting from a guy that was in school.
Okay.
Going back to our previous.
So a gentleman, thank you. A gentleman who is currently in, and we're going to keep his name fucking anonymous. But for people, this is what he personally wrote, and he said he's in a school. He's in one of the schools right now. For people who don't know or who don't care about the shutdown, it affects more than just paychecks. It halts career progression. Individuals who are currently on TDY for NCOES, temporary duty for leadership and professional development schools, are having to fund their own travel arrangements to come back home. By the way, no one in NCOES schools will graduate because they are being mandated to come home. These schools are a requirement for promotion through the NCO ranks. Therefore, soldiers who bust their asses to get promoted for years and are finally at the required NCOES schools will more than likely have to go to the end of the line and wait for 3 months or more, causing the domino effect for those waiting to go. I don't care to discuss politics. I want the civilian population. We will get money for working. However, there are more consequences as a result that people don't see or hear about on the news. Military families will suffer greatly from this, but anyone collecting unemployment will continue to drive on like nothing happened. And then he comments about USAA and Navy Fed. I mean, I can't fucking imagine being that fucking Buck Sergeant or that fucking, I'm about to become a fucking first sergeant and go to SLC or fucking WLC or whatever and be told, nope, sorry you traveled 600 miles or 200 miles or fucking 6 miles down the road. Nope, fuck off, bye-bye. You'll go later. That would just... What? And the worst part, what if you're in the last fucking week or two of fucking the class? Or the last fucking day or two and this happened? Oh. And it's not just that. I mean, I can only imagine what's going on at the command level too, like at the fucking division level, where there's civilians that were needed for their jobs at the division level that you're not mandated to come into work. Well, fuck. I mean, on the bright side, looking at fucking 3rd Infantry, that fucking bitch that screwed everybody on their fucking their emergency vouchers for Hurricane Katrina. Well, that bitch wasn't in the office for a couple of days, but it was over the fucking weekend, so it didn't fucking matter anyway. Oh, the irony of the bullshit. My PCS got delayed and extended because of the shutdown. Fuck, Josh. That fucking sucks. It got delayed and extended. I hope to God you weren't like PCSing from like Germany to fucking Texas or something, man. That would just or vice versa. And that leads to another question, Spurs. People that are PCSing, like Josh here in the chat, in the Facebook chat, people that are PCSing and they get delayed and extended, what's going to happen for their receiving unit? How's that going to affect the receiving unit? How's it going to affect the losing unit? What's going to happen? Is he just going to... Are those soldiers just going to be sitting around fucking pulling their pud until they're say, okay, you can go now. You're good to go now. Because...
Yeah, and then I also saw another posting on from another buddy that was the same way. They were actually in the process of leaving, and their house was sold, and they were on Monday morning. They were told that they were just in a holding pattern because there wasn't a receiving unit.
Jesus Christ. Jesus fucking Christ.
Just, don't get me started. And
I'm getting you
I don't
started.
know.
Go. Hype man, let's hear it. Spurs first triggering moment on WTF Nation Radio.
Okay, so I know I know that you're a Patriots fan. Okay. NFL rejects "Please Stand By Super Bowl" ad by Veterans Group.
Send me the link. PM it to me right now. Oh, okay, I see. No, that's the government.
Nope, that's a different one.
That's a different one. Send it. I gotta fucking see this. They fucking denied. Wait, what? Oh, send this fucking link. Let's go. Let's fucking talk about the NFL, which is coming up next hour. Oh, wrong office room, but that's okay.
Oops.
Hey, don't stress it. Oh, God.
Let's see this thing.
All right, you want to read it off, or you want me to read it off?
Let's see what it says here.
Okay.
As the Super Bowl approaches, advertisers line up to pay an estimated $5 million to push their 30-second ad. Normally, these ads focus on humor or catchy jingle, but one veterans group took a more somber route with their commercial "Please Stand." The NFL, which has been dealing with the ongoing PR nightmare due to players kneeling during the anthem, declined to air the commercial. AMVET's national commander Marion Polk lambasted NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell in an open letter after discovering the ad was declined. Mr. Goodell, veterans are good for more than just military flyovers, photo opportunities during halftime, or props to sell camouflage-style NFL apparel, Polk wrote. Our ad is neither a demand nor judgment upon those who choose to kneel during the national anthem. He added, it's simple, polite request that represents the sentiment of our membership, particularly those who missing or paralyzed limbs preclude standing. In response, NFL spokesman Brian McCarthy told USA Today in an email, the Super Bowl game program is designed for fans to commemorate and celebrate the game, players, teams, and the Super Bowl, McCarthy said.
All right, we're going to pause right there. Right there. The Super Bowl game program is designed for fans to commemorate and celebrate the game, players, teams, and the Super Bowl. Then why the fuck are there goddamn fucking ads of "get yourself a bud"? That ain't fucking celebrating or commemorating the fucking games, players, teams, or the Super Bowl. That's fucking "get yourself a bud." Now, I ain't gonna fucking lie. I have not watched this entire fucking season. I have not watched one fucking football game. I have read up on the scores. I have read up on the plays because in my industry, I need to fucking be, well, what used to be my industry, I need to be caught up on current events, especially sports. You know, it's a big thing in where I used to work. And I need to be up to date on the shit. But a commercial has nothing to fucking do about the game. A commercial is to fucking send a message, advertise a product, or advertise your own shit. That's all a commercial is. It's advertisement. There's nothing about the Super Bowl. Well, the Super Bowl game itself is designed for fans to commemorate and celebrate the game, players, teams, and the Super Bowl. I see the statement there. But he's talking about it in a sense of that the commercials itself are part of that commemoration and celebration. No, they're not. The only thing that the fucking ads there are for fucking our fucking amusement, and B, to sell us fucking products. Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Budweiser.
Okay, and on that,
your mother on the corner, your mother on the sidewalk.
We're selling the military.
Yeah, U.S. Air Force, Navy, Marine Corps. They've all fucking, the DOD itself has done fucking Super Bowl ads. Fucking everybody does a Super Bowl ad. It's happened. I remember as a little kid watching a fucking recruiting ad on during the Super Bowl. That was funny as shit. That was the beginning of the end. You know, it has to be because that was like the first time. I was like, "Mommy, what's the Army?" Now. They do bad things and kill people. Yay! Like I do with G.I. Joe and Barbie. All right, funny moment. I'm gonna share a personal thing with you guys. So, and I'm gonna switch back to the camera because we're gonna go on break shortly, and we're gonna get back to this. But once upon a time, Spurs. KJ was a child. I know. I never was this fucking obnoxious and asshole-ish fucking 20-something-year-old. But KJ was a kid, and KJ had 2 Barbie dolls along with all his fucking action figures. And you may be thinking, oh my god, KJ, you fucking play with Barbie dolls. No. I used the Barbie dolls of my G.I. Joes and my Kevin Sorbo Hercules doll action figure and all that shit. And that would be the reward for saving them, is they would sleep with them. So my Barbies were fucking sluts. I would have G.I. Joe fucking come in and rescue them, fucking battle drill 6 and up in this little fucking old plate, little fucking castle, like, you know those toy castles that every kid has, right? Spurs?
Yeah, well, and I didn't have the toy castle.
Yeah.
I had the G.I. Joe's super base.
Yeah. I had a fucking castle, and like the fucking G.I. Joe would come in and steamroll over all these fucking, medieval motherfuckers, and all of a sudden, oh, Duke, thank you for saving me. 6 years old fucking Barbie's going down on Duke. Or Kevin Sorbo fucking comes in and wrecks the fucking place, and all of a sudden, Hercules, thank you very much. Yeah, and of course, I didn't realize what I was doing because I was fucking like 4 or 5 years old, and I would have Barbie sleep with fucking Hercules. But that's all I ever used them for, is like, y'all are my sleuts. Y'all's my sleuts. Well, that being said, we're going to take a short break. I don't know how long we're going to take a break for. How long you want to take a break for, Spurs? 5 minutes?
Yeah, sounds good. Enough to drain the tank.
Word. We're going to take a 5-minute break. We're going to come back, get all nice and spiffy, and we're going to talk about this fucking Super Bowl retardedness, which is going to give me a fucking aneurysm. And then we're going to talk about the actual game and not the fucking advertisements. So we'll be back. We're just going to leave everything up and running, and we'll be back in about 5-ish minutes. So with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, shots!
Shots.
Well, we are back because apparently my music player just decided to skip over all the remaining songs because that's what it does. Yeah! So that being said, what is going down, fam? We have with us the outstanding and wonderful Spurs. Hey, Spurs, you still there, buddy? Spurs? 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 I guess he's fucking dicking around. Alright, we'll get back to him. So yeah, apparently I left my camera on during the break, so y'all got to see what I do every time on break, which is headbang my ass off and just laugh. So I can't verify the validity of this fucking please stand ad, but if this is true and the NFL is being a twat about it, then great. But if it isn't, then oh, there's Spurs.
I'm back quicker than I thought.
Yeah. It took you a little longer, but it's all good, man. It comes with old age. Don't worry about it.
The Spurs were stuck in the stairs.
Oh Jesus! Don't you just love it when that happens? Yeah, it's okay. At least you didn't leave your camera on during the entire break, so you know.
I was wondering.
Yeah, the entire time I'm sitting there like reading and I'm messaging people, and all of a sudden I look over, I'm like, oh my god, my camera's on. Well, I guess I need to do something, and I just start dancing and headbanging and just being an absolute doofus because that's what I do best. So this please stand thing, we have no way to 100% verify it. I'm gonna wait for that actually to hit major news. But I want to talk about something that actually never affected me because I was not alive for this. So we're going to talk about the fantastic Megyn Kelly and Jane Fonda. We got some actual audio that we're gonna play. It's about 3 minutes long, and we're gonna play this, and we're gonna have this ready to rock. So here we go. Megyn Kelly talking about that she has no regrets about her questions to Jane Fonda, and let's get this ball rolling.
And now a word on Jane Fonda, who appears to be fixated on an exchange I had with her months ago on this show. You admit you've had work done, which I think is to your credit, but you look amazing. Why did you say, I read that you said you felt, you're not proud to admit that you've had work done. Why not?
We really want to talk about that now?
Well, one of the things people think about when they look at you is how amazing you look.
Well, thanks. Good attitude, good posture, take care of myself. But let me tell you why I
When she first complained publicly after the program, and repeatedly, I chose to say nothing, as my general philosophy is what other people think of me is none of my business. However, Fonda was at it again last week, including here on NBC and then again elsewhere, so it's time to address the poor me routine. First, some context. Fonda was on to promote a film about aging. For years, she has spoken openly about her joy in giving a cultural face to older women. Well, the truth is, most older women look nothing like Fonda, who is now 80. And if Fonda really wants to have an honest discussion about older women's cultural face, then her plastic surgery is tough to ignore. Fonda herself...
Jesus fucking Christ, apply some fucking ointment on that fucking burn. Holy shit. Let's fucking continue to hear about Hanoi Jane and how she's fucking 80 and she looks like she's fucking 40.
knows this. She knows this. And that is why, to her credit, she has discussed her cosmetic surgery pretty much everywhere before coming on our show.
Last year, I had plastic surgery, and I have been very public about it. I had to admit it. I feel so good. I'm so happy, and I didn't want to look kind of tired and jolly anymore.
You sound like the fucking soccer mom that just got fucking lipo for the first time.
I feel so great and so rested, and I look so different, and I just decided, and I'm not proud of it, I decided I wanted to look more like how I feel.
And she said the same to Entertainment Tonight, to Access Hollywood, to W Magazine for a cover piece, to The Guardian. I could go on. Apparently, when she came here, however, again to promote her film about aging, I was supposed to discern that this subject was suddenly off limits. Look, I gave her the chance to empower other women, young and old, on a subject which she purports to know well, and she rejected it.
I mean, no shit she purports to know well. She's fucking 80. Of course she's gonna know about the fucking aging process.
That's okay. But I have no regrets about that question. Nor am I in the market for a lesson from Jane Fonda on what is and is not appropriate. After all, this is a woman whose name is synonymous with outrage. Look at her treatment of our military during the Vietnam War. Many of our veterans still call her Hanoi Jane, thanks to her radio broadcast, which attempted to shame American troops. She posed on an anti-aircraft gun used to shoot down our American pilots. She called our POWs hypocrites and liars and referred to their torture as understandable.
Whoa, wait, what? Okay, hold on, I'm saving it for the end, Spurs. We got like 30 seconds left.
Even she had to apologize years later for that gun picture, but not for the rest of it. By the way, she still says she is not proud of America. So the moral indignation is a little much. She put her plastic surgery out there. She said she wanted to discuss the plight of older women in America. And honestly, she has no business lecturing anyone on what qualifies as offensive.
Hello.
Did you heard that, right, Spurs? You heard all of that?
Yes.
I'm not going fucking insane here. I'm not. Okay. Okay, it's okay. I'm not gonna have an aneurysm. I'm gonna be okay. Spurs, I'm not okay.
I just don't get why people of all this wealth and privilege think that they have this platform that, okay, I'm going to say something stupid, right?
No, say it. Stupid's fun. I love stupid.
No. If they say something stupid like this and they hate America or they're not proud of it, then why are you fucking here? And I've looked up, these statistics, right? And it comes up with all of these. We've got this massive problem of immigration, illegal immigration, right? A lot of millions of people are coming here illegally, And we've got a good, not so good, but we need immigration reform. But so we've got people trying to come here constantly. We've got, legally and illegally. We only have about 5,000 people leaving annually.
Uh-huh.
Just go. If this is such a bad place to be, go. Go to Canada. Go to Australia. Go somewhere else.
I'm going to stop you right there, Spurs, because I have a brother. I have a lot of fucking family. I have a brother that literally the medical system here, the medicinal system here in the United States, the insurance, all that shit was not working for him. And it disenfranchised him because he got diagnosed with cancer. He's my age. He's like 25, 26. And, brother by bond, not by blood. And what did he do? He left. He left the United States. He went to Canada because they had a better healthcare system than ours. And went to Canada, and he's getting his treatments, and he's in remission. But that's the key thing. Nothing is in this day and age, nothing is keeping you to a fucking country. And for this bullshit with Jane Fonda, first of all, Jane, and that's the key thing. You do not have a leg to stand on because since the 60s, we've known you don't fucking like America. We get it.
But you'll profit off of it.
But you'll profit, yeah, exactly. And for 80 years old, she looks like a fucking MILF that I would be hunting down if I wasn't married. Like, she does. She looks like a fucking 45 or 50-year-old woman. And for 80, I would never assume she was 80 if I saw her in her fucking bar sipping on a martini. Never fucking assume it. But she opens her fucking mouth, and it's literally like that fucking lieutenant from the Expert Action Badge. She is the worst representation for our country ever. And furthermore, she just has no fucking common sense. The veteran community makes up today, 21.6 million Americans are veterans. Out of 300 million people, roughly, 21.6 million Americans are veterans. 21.6 million people can make or break a company. 21.6 million people can make or break a industry. That's why, Facebook is one of the reasons why Facebook is prospering is because you have communities popping up and strengthening, like the veteran community. Yeah, we're fucking, like last night, and y'all fucking, I don't know if you saw it, John Burke was on at fucking midnight. My ass was up watching John Burke last night. And fucking, of course I was fucking there. And chit-chat in his fucking live stream. And people are, our community should get strengthening, and our community is constantly evolving because of Facebook. We are in part making Facebook better and what it is. Because we're 21.6 million people, and the majority of us are on fucking Facebook, and we're actively using it, and we're actively creating this industry and actively assisting this company in building and getting better. And that's just our community. We're not even fucking talking about the twat waffle fucking libtard fucking jackasses that are fucking marching on Washington with fucking vaginas on their head. But that's... Jane, you've pissed off this 21.6 million people. The minute anyone fucking joins the military and they're a fucking service member and they love their country in any way, shape, or form, be it just for the fucking benefits or because they actually, are a diehard patriot, they're going to hear about Jane Fonda. They're going to hear about Hanoi Jane. They're going to hear about how you fucking viewed POWs and how you talked about us. You have no leg to fucking stand on. And Megyn Kelly, fuck yeah, you were fucking savage. Just ripping her live on fucking national syndicated television. You are a fucking savage. Girl, if there was a fucking way for me to reach out to you right now and give you a big old hug and, make you breakfast and be like, you're a fucking bomb-ass bitch, I would do that. I mean, you know what I'm saying, Spurs?
Yeah, well, and what I laughed about during that entire interview that she was doing when we were listening to it is this wasn't the first time you went and you had some sort of procedure done.
Yeah.
Come on. you're trying to pull a Michael Jackson here? You know, I never had plastic surgery. What? You know, this was not the first time.
But you know, fucking the outrage for Jane Fonda can only go so fucking far. I can't fucking get hung up on. Honestly, getting hung up on a cunt is fucking retarded. You know, and I can't. You know, she's proven repeatedly that she's fucking useless to our community. So fuck her. God, that is such an attractive picture. My screen is frozen on in Mixer. I look like I'm having an aneurysm. I'm gonna screenshot this just so I can send it to you, bro, because it just looks really fucking bad. I look absolutely fucking insane. Moving past that, so I said we talk football this second section, and I haven't talked football all season, and it's killing me because I love football. So
all right, give me 30 seconds because I got to go put on my Bronco hat.
Okay.
All right, it's on.
All right,
let's go.
Are you sure about this?
Yep, let's go.
I am a Patriots fan.
I understand that.
Can I get 2 soft tacos with beans and a large Coke? Roger that, Mikey. Tacos are inbound. Got you, fam. Once I find them. Hey, Spurs, this dude wants fucking tacos. Start sending him fucking tacos.
I only have bean burritos back here.
What the? God damn it, Spurs. If you're going to work on the taco truck, you need to fucking be ready to fucking jump. People are fucking ordering food and shit.
Chalupa?
No, not a chalupa. That's what got you fucking tied up in the fucking taco truck in the first place. God damn it. Oh.
Mikey, on its way, bud.
Got it. There you go, Mikey. Got you covered. Upgrade your Coke to a beer. But anyway, I am a Patriots fan. I am a huge Patriots fan. And of course, Patriots are going to the Super Bowl, so my dick is rock hard. And I don't want to suck Brady's dick any more than I already do. Because, I mean, let's fucking face it, he's 40 years old and is destroying 30 and 20-somethings. But I do want to talk about the importance, what this signifies, what the significant importance is of another Brady Super Bowl. And what we can expect. I mean, when you think of the Super Bowl Spurs, any team going to the Super Bowl, what can you expect other than the fucking halftime show and hoping to see Janet Jackson's tits again? Because we know we get it, you're old.
Yeah, I did fap to that when I was younger. Anyways, when it comes to the Super Bowl nowadays,
did you just fucking say fap?
I did.
Jesus fucking Christ. Okay, all right. Anyway, back to fucking. Yeah.
I was trying to reach out to that younger crowd.
Oh, trying to be hip.
Yeah,
it's my job, fam. We'll get lit.
For sure.
For a whistle.
I don't know. I have a hard time swallowing that the Patriots are going again. You know.
Well, just ignore the Patriots. Ignore who's playing the Super Bowl. Just what the Super Bowl is in the world of sports and to the community. Like to me, it's always.
It's by far the America's new pastime. You know, baseball. There's the tried and true diehards of it, but football, minus this season, has always been, or has been lately, America's sport.
I mean, what I can expect from this Super Bowl, of course, there's going to be the fucking bullshit. There's going to be kneeling, because I am going to watch the Super Bowl. There are going to be players that kneel, and I'm going to fucking bite my tongue, and I'm going to watch it, because it's the only fucking game of the season I'm going to tune into. But when it comes to the Patriots, specifically, hold on, we got someone calling in. Why is that fucking going on? Hey there, you're live on the air, WTF Nation Radio.
KJ, it's Doc.
Hey, Doc.
Yeah.
One
How
second.
How you doing today?
Good. Let me get Spencer in here real quick. So, what's going on, Doc?
Well, first of all, Spurs, welcome to the show. It's good having another Cavalryman.
Oh,
talking
God.
about football.
Spencer,
become a way
Spurs. Hold on. Doc, hold on. Doc, hold on. Say that again, because Spurs just joined in.
Go ahead.
Spurs, welcome to the show. It's good to have another Cavalryman here.
Hell yeah. That's what
talking
I'm
about
about.
Talking about football, isn't it true we now are really past time? I thought that most people swore off watching it because of all the kneeling controversy and bullshit. And it seems like I seen something earlier this morning that they were going to talk to the two teams that were playing in the Super Bowl to do away with the kneeling and make sure that bullshit doesn't happen, just so people would watch it. You know, they spend shitloads of money, companies do, for advertising. You know, a 30-second block for a Super Bowl commercial costs an arm, a leg, and a testicle. Are we still swearing off football because of the kneeling bullshit? Because I haven't watched the first game all year. And, you know, we love the Super Bowl because of the commercials, unless you're overseas watching it on AFN with no commercials. You know, I'm curious what kind of participation that people will be putting in the Super Bowl, if the kneeling shit will be put aside by the NFL commissioner, and you know,
okay,
and of course who's going to win.
So Doc, honestly, I don't anticipate the kneeling to stop. I don't, because these are young men that are not. They don't understand time and place. They don't understand, like, there are men in my generation. This is my generation, that we were not, and I can speak from experience. Being taught time and place was something that you had to actively seek, if you get what I'm saying.
Right.
So there's a time and place for any and all functions, any and all protests. There's a time and place. So, for example, this women's march that's happening, it's happening every January. Good for them. The time is January. The place is D.C. There's a time and place for a protest. And even though they wear vagina hats and they look ridiculous, time and place is appropriate. But when you're on the job, that's not the time or place.
How much of that stuff do you all think? I've been working with a veteran here at the local VA, and he's trying to bring attention to the big opioid overprescribing epidemic and stuff. He was caught off all of his meds, but this stupid fuck rolls around in his wheelchair with 2 American flags upside down on the back because we're in a nation of duress, and he actually has a $350 million lawsuit against Mountain Home VA Medical Center in Northeast Tennessee, as well as our U.S. congressman, who happens to be the House chairman for the VA committee. And he's, you know, flying his little flags upside down and stuff. I just want to slap him out of his little fucking power chair.
Nope.
Same with the women's march. Walking around with the damn cunt on top of your head.
Doc. That man, and I'm going to sit here and I'm going to say something you're not going to agree with, and I know you're not going to agree with it, but that man in his wheelchair flying those flags upside down, it is his opinion. It is his freedom to view this nation view this nation in distress and advertise that, to speak about that. It's his freedom of speech. Just like burning the American flag, as much as it pisses me off, burning the American flag is protected. It is protected.
I agree 100%. But it's also a violation of U.S. code if you're not separating the field from the stars, or the field from the union. Correct? I mean, the Supreme Court said it is, you know, it's protected as freedom of speech. But I think there's a lot of things.
With that being said, is it also current law that women that get an abortion in certain states have to get stoned? There are laws still on the books that no one fucking observes. For example, Kentucky with its fucking a horse. If you fuck a horse in Kentucky, you will be tied to a stockade and you will be stoned to death. Yeah, no one follows that law. That law is still on the books. The law is, you know, it's unfortunately, as much as the burning the flag, there is a right way to do it, and that it's in the code. Unfortunately, no one's enforcing it, which is a sad thing. But the new way of, you know, that is, law is based around public opinion. Law, you know, when laws become, ridiculous. Like, for, you know, I'm not saying the burning the flag thing is ridiculous. I'm saying just a law in general becomes ridiculous, like the horse thing, and it doesn't apply to the majority of people. Then there's no need to enforce it. There's no need to even have it on the books. It just sits there. The burning of the flag thing, yes, it needs to be enforced, but no one is, because they're doing it for protest purposes. And when the Supreme Court said that for protest purposes, burning a flag is appropriate in the United States, well, that goes out the window with the code.
I think that they're just, you know, there are people out there with the best of intentions, you know, just like the guy flying his flags upside down.
Yeah.
They're at a VA ceremony with a congressman. But people try to bring attention to stuff the wrong way. You know, is it a women's march or is it a bunch of dumbasses walking around with pussies on their head? You know, you can bring attention to your cause in a positive way and not have people, you know,
place.
looking at the bad situation.
Exactly, Doc. Time and place. There's also another word that our president, another thing that our president does not have, that I rail on him constantly, which is tact. TACT, tact. Our president does not have tact, and a lot of people protesting do not have tact. You know, and I hate to use, God damn it, you're just putting all the fucking nasty examples in my court here today, Doc. But a organization, and I can't believe I'm fucking saying this as a Jew, and I hope to God my mother isn't listening, but an organization that has tact when they're trying to get their message across is best exemplified by, I think it was 2014. A great example of this is in Memphis, Tennessee, when you had not only the Ku Klux Klan, but also the Crips. The Ku Klux Klan and the Crips came out to protest the renaming of General Forest Park, and the Ku Klux Klan to keep it, the Crips to prevent it. They both filed the proper permits and followed all the regulations and held their protest and counter-protest, and not a single shot was fired. There was some minor violence, but it was a matter of tact and the time and the place, and all that was followed. I can't believe I just said something positive about not only the Ku Klux Klan, but the Crips. But the harsh reality is they did it appropriately. Where if you look at what's happening today, especially like with the Super Bowl, tying this all back around with football, the entire military community is completely and totally enveloped around the whole kneeling scandal. And I'm not going to lie, I am appalled by it. No one should be kneeling during the national anthem at a football game, because they're on the clock. It's their job. You do not talk about your political opinions while at work. You know, I don't. I assume you don't, Doc. Spurs, I guess you don't. But the other end of the spectrum here, and I can understand and respect this. Oh, don't Hunter, I see what you're saying there, and I can do that. I got some for that too. But the other end of this, and I can respect the other end, is they have a forum. Now the time and place isn't right because they're at work, but the other factor here, other than tact, is the forum. They have a forum, and it's a subcategory of place. They have a forum that allows them to be put on a national level. And I can understand them seeing that forum and them willing to take the $50,000 fine, or in this case with Roger Goodell, nothing. Roger Goodell is doing nothing, and now he's being called out for doing nothing because of other teams that have been told, you can't do that, it's too political. And now he's in hot water.
And I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%, brother. There is a time and a place for all things. You know, I don't want to open up a debate for the reason of the separation of the South from the North. You know, I belong to sons of Confederate veterans, my grandfather. But look what you do to the Confederate battle flag when you have a bunch of fucking idiots walking around with it, and all of a sudden it becomes racist. The same thing that you're doing. Women are trying to get attention brought to their cause, but they're doing it in a negative way with their twats on their head. Same with the people that were against, you know, all this shit, and all of a sudden they get labeled as a Nazi, and they take pride in that shit. Yeah. Fuck being a Nazi. If you want your cause for whatever reason against illegal immigration, when the media says that you're white supremacist, you're falling into their trap, and then all of a sudden you've got to wear a white sheet and carry a Confederate battle flag and stuff when you had maybe a good opinion and stuff, but you bring bad attention on yourself. Gun rights.
And Doc, we're getting off track here, man. I really appreciate the call, but we're starting to spiral out of control here.
Yeah, so, I'm ranting. Thanks for the show, man. I love your all show during the week. Spurs, keep up the good work, man. If you ain't cat, you ain't shit. Thanks, KJ.
Catch you later, Doc.
Green.
Bye.
Bye. But yeah, and I see Hunter said, you know, want to compliment Hitler while you're at it. You know, and that's it. And I'm going to sit here and say it. I'm going to fucking say it. I'm not going to fucking... First of all, everything stated here is the opinion of me, the broadcaster, not the opinions of WTF Nation Radio. And second, when you do something that is compliment worthy, I will issue a compliment. I'm not going to compliment Hitler because I have nothing to compliment him on. The only thing I may compliment him on is him recalling Rommel and approving the whole, yeah, come home for your wife's birthday. But don't get pissy because I compliment an organization for doing something the right way according to our government, according to the people we elected to establish the laws. If you want to get pissy about it, go fucking somewhere else. That's fine. Okay, you were just fucking joking, Roger Hunter. Sorry. But that's not directly at you, Hunter. It's just to in general. If you want to get pissy about me complimenting an organization that generally would not deserve compliment, I'm not complimenting the organization. I'm complimenting the procedure. I'm complimenting how they follow the law. I'm complimenting how they did X, Y, Z. Something very specific that falls along with the norms of our country. But back to fucking football. And what I keep trying to get to, which is a fucking Patriots Super Bowl. Because the harsh reality is, Patriots Super Bowls are fucking fun.
Who's the Patriots?
Fuck you, Spurs. Fuck you. No, and this is the thing. When is the last time you watched a Patriots Super Bowl and you didn't enjoy it? Not because, and I'm not saying the biasm of, if you're a Steelers fan or if you're a fucking Dolphins fan or a fucking Jets fan, who have those minor fucking rivalries, but a fucking Patriots games are fucking fun because you have Brady, who is probably one of the smartest QBs in the like last year with Atlanta. Last year, that was the slyest fucking look I've ever seen on television ever. Was when in the first quarter, camera zooms in, is looking at Brady's face. Brady realizes he's on camera and just gives this stupid little smirk of like, you're gonna love this, and lets Atlanta run a train. And then Atlanta gets tired. And then Atlanta can't run a defense. Or an offense. Brady's fucking smart. He plays the game. And Belichick, with his fucking one-liners, are sometimes fucking hilarious because we know Belichick will never give up anything regarding his offense or his defense. Ever. Ever. And the first person to comment fucking Deflategate, I'm going to fucking call you a twat. Because Deflategate, every fucking team did it. We're the ones that got caught. Alright? We're the ones that got fucking caught. We'll call a space here. We got fucking caught. Granted, we have a Broncos fan, that's also a Cavs scout. So, he's got a little bias for a fucking horse cock. But,
Hey, they all ride the same, right?
Jesus fucking Christ. But the reality, our Patriots Super Bowls, they've been to the Super Bowl, what, eight times, 9 times, something like that? Those games are fun. Do you remember 2012 with Patriots and the Giants? Do you remember that, Spurs?
Yeah. Yep.
That was a fun game. That was insane.
I don't know. I know that Brady, the key to getting to Brady and getting in his head is beating the line. And I got to give the Patriots credit. They protect Brady for the most part, and give him time. They've got great coaching, great play calling, and he's smart. He's got the weapons. Now, hopefully Gronk is back after this for them. I'm a diehard Patriots hater, but they find a way to win. They do.
Yeah, and like it isn't me sitting here and going, oh my God, Brady, I want to fucking have fucking gay sex with you because you're so fucking amazing. It's individually as a player, ignoring the Patriots, whatever team he went on, they were going to be the next dynasty. And this is the team like I remember my dad talking about the Chicago Bulls in basketball with Michael Jordan, because my dad's a big basketball guy, and hearing about that dynasty in the NBA, the Patriots are going to be, for my generation, that dynasty we talk about in 20, 30 years, because it's not going to last. Let's call a spade there. It's not going to last.
It will be another team,
but
at some point in time that takes over, and does well. But I'm going to go back and I'm going to disagree with you when it comes to Brady. I don't think he would be where he's at if he didn't have Belichick. I think that if he had gone to the Browns and had poor coaching, wouldn't be what he is today. I think that duo is what makes the entire thing great.
Well, the thing I like about Belichick is he's an old school Boston. He's the equivalent to an old school Bostonian. I'm from New York, and if there's one thing I learned from growing up in New York, especially all my hijinks when I went to the city, is that Bostonians were when it came to football, they were shifty and they were sly. And if you ever went up to Boston, you gotta watch out for XYZ. And that was an old school 1980s 1990s way of thinking about Boston and New York. And looking at the Patriots and the New England Patriots and that whole area, they're just a fucking they're hardy as fuck people. And second, they're looking at Brady's plays and how he's adapted to that mindset with his fan base. His plays are fucking dirty. They're not always clean. There's one here with the Jacksonville Jaguars where he sets up and he knows that the chance of him getting this is going to be in single-digit percentage. But there's a play where Brady's throwing to, I believe that's Edelman. Yeah, that's Edelman. And it's just barely in the end zone. But he spends enough time with all of his players and learns what they can and can't do. So when it's in that situation where you have 2 men or 3 men covering one guy, like they did here with Edelman, 2 guys are covering Edelman, they're in his zone, you have an excellent example of, okay, I know Edelman can handle 2. He's going to find that small opening, and I have to anticipate where that opening is. He works really well. Where if you look at what's his name? That was there last year for the Bucks. Freeman was horrible. The hopes were so high for Freeman, and no one fucking could. He couldn't keep his personal life together, and that affected his professional life, and he couldn't relate with his teammates. He couldn't work with his teammates because, he just couldn't keep a clear head. Same thing with Castle. I'm sorry, not the same thing, but different thing with Castle. The guy that filled in for Brady 2 years ago. I'm sorry, Freeman was 2 years ago. Castle, excellent fucking quarterback. I love that. Didn't he go to the Vikings or something like that? Do you know Spurs?
I have no idea. I didn't follow. I just know that Garoppolo went out to the Niners.
Yeah, and Garoppolo, great players and great synergy in the team, and you have this excellent amount of just they click and they sync, and that's probably why they have such a dynasty right now. In this Super Bowl, I don't give a shit about the halftime show. I don't care who's playing, but I give a shit about getting able to watch Brady with a beer in my hand and going, that was an amazing fucking play. Watching fucking Gronkowski on the sidelines, Dante's on Hightower's on the sideline, Edelman is sidelined because they're injured. But everyone else.
Do you think this is his last one?
Whose?
Brady's.
No. I think he's gonna have one more. He's got 5 more years. He wants to play till he's 45. He's gonna have one more Super Bowl at least. At least playing it. I don't think he's gonna get another ring after. I think going up against the Eagles this year, it's gonna be a blowout. I think it's going to be, of course, how we all know Brady operates, which is late game. He waits and he takes that first quarter to judge the attitude of the defense and the offense, and coordinates with the defensive side of things, and decides if they're going to play the waiting game and pop out in the third and fourth quarter after they're all nice and tired, like they did with the Falcons, or he'll steamroll in the first and second quarter and get such an incredible lead that it's absolutely impossible in the third and fourth for the offense, for the Eagles to be able to do anything. And those 2 strategies right there will carry Brady well into 45. 5 more years of watching Brady throw the football, I'll be happy, and he should in those 5 years go to another Super Bowl, at least one more.
Well, and this, I'm looking at it as this, and he might be the first one. But does he break the Madden curse?
Oh, okay. For those not familiar, the Madden curse is whenever a team has been featured on the Madden football game cover, they have a horrible season next year. Horrible. And so far, the Patriots season has been I don't know. I followed it as much as I could, and I haven't been able to watch it, but from reading it, it's been very, yeah. And with
they're going to the Super Bowl.
Yeah, they're going,
and he's healthy. So, I mean, is this the break of the Madden curse? Because typically, whenever somebody's on the cover of Madden, they falter.
Yeah, they do horrible. But Brady has proven, first of all, and this is probably the funniest thing, he got some guru, some dude that's fucking, I don't know if it's for mental health or just fucking positivity or some bullshit. And Belichick apparently does not trust this guy to have Brady's interests at heart, which, I can understand it. Belichick and Brady have been together for years. And this dude may be the reason why that curse hasn't, like, if you look at what's his name play for the Packers, you know who I'm talking about, the quarterback,
Aaron Rodgers.
Aaron Rodgers 09, he got Madden 09, he was the cover. It's still my favorite Madden game to this day. And Aaron Rodgers in the next season, oh my fucking god, dude, what the hell happened? He let that get it, he heard about it, people talked about it like in his head. It looks like either Brady brought this guru in to help him reinforce that there is no curse, or that he just needed some fucking spiritual guidance or some bullshit. But even then, dealing with this fucking Madden curse, it's curses are bullshit. Unless you got some fucking 70-year-old gypsy woman that's fucking like, hey, here's a list of all the motherfuckers that have cursed. They're all fucking dead. You fucked, man. I'm not too worried about a curse. You get what I'm saying? And I don't think Brady is either. And the thing that I am worried about is no Edelman, no Hightower, no Gronk. That's what I'm worried about. That's what I'm always worried about.
But he still finds a way. I mean, it was it earlier this year or last season? I mean, he literally had his entire receiving core out, and they still were putting in, the scrubs and the scabs and winning.
Yeah.
It just blows me away.
Yeah. And there's another fun little thing is that a lot of people are pissed over past couple, like the Jaguars game versus Patriots. A lot of people are pissed over why Redskin, people are asking like who should we root for? Like Redskin fans shouldn't root for Philly in the Super Bowl, and there's a lot of fucking drama about who you should root for, depending on who your team lost to. And I hate to say it, but based off of the presentation of this last season, the Patriots, in my opinion, are the underdog. They don't have their power team. They don't have the ability to knock out all of the incredible plays that they usually do. Edelman is, it's just like with fucking God, I feel so fucking dumb. This is what happens when you don't watch football for a whole season. You start forgetting names. Skill fade. When what was his name? The 2008, the 2008 time, that wide receiver that was just absolutely insane. Oh God, I can't remember his name. I feel like such a bad fucking Patriots fan. Brady Moore, no. New England Patriots wide receiver 2008. And I'm gonna feel like such a Randy Moss. Oh my God.
Oh.
Randy Moss. Randy fucking Moss. He was godly back in the late 00s. And then he left.
If you had said Vikings receiver, then I would have said Moss.
Yeah, but, but it's like Moss. In 2008, you had Moss, Slater, Aiken, and Welker, and now in 2018, we'll go to 17. So I'll have the actual roster. They had four. They had 4 and 8. They have now in 17. They have DeAndre White, KJ May, Malcolm Mitchell, Andre Hawkins, Cody Hollister, Kenny Britt, Austin Carr, Brandon Cooks, Devin Street, Matthew Slater, Tony Washington, Bernard Reedy. I mean, do you see it? Do you see a trend here? They have Danny Amendola, which, oh my God, let's talk Danny Amendola. Holy shit. I know you don't like talking about the Patriots, but we gotta talk about Danny Amendola. We have to talk about this guy. Because he he is fucking insane.
Well, where is he this season?
Patriots.
I mean, what's his stats this season?
Patriots. I'm pulling them up right now. His stats, versus Jacksonville 2 days ago, he had 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. Tennessee Titans, 112 yards, no touchdowns. Jets, 43 yards, no touchdowns. The regular season, this whole regular season, he's had 61 receptions, 659 yards, and 2 touchdowns total. He's not a touchdown guy, but he's the guy you use to gain yardage. He is, that steady advance up the field. And his whole career, his career stats are also, I find them very impressive because they reflect that. 426 receptions, receives, 4,100 yards, so 41 fucking football fields, and 19 touchdowns. He's not a touchdown receiver, but he's a yard guy. And I feel that, the Patriots have moved forward and started pushing for that, that running game more. They're still passing. They're still doing their pass, run, pass, or their pass, run, pass formula. But
and Patriots and Brady's always been the dink and dunker, and with Gronkowski being right there. You dink it over their heads and you get some yards, and then you spank them. And it's not surprising, and I don't know why people can't figure out the pattern to stop the Patriots.
Yeah, and then on the other side, we're going to talk about the Eagles for a second. Their quarterback, Carson Wentz. First of all, he's a year younger than me, so fuck you. And second of all, his season stats are pretty fucking impressive. Comparatively, I'm gonna pull up Brady versus I'll pull up Brady versus Carson real quick because I want to compare the two. If it can fucking let me do that, because that'd be fucking nice, Google. But Brady. Basically, Carson Wentz, his regular season, he's got 3,200 yards, 33 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. Whereas my boy Brady has 4,500 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 8 interceptions. Do you see how close that is there?
Yep.
Now, this is what I'm not familiar with Carson Wentz, not at all. I'm not. Do you know anything about him, dude?
Well, didn't he get hurt?
I don't know.
I think he got hurt mid-season. And I didn't follow a lot of football this year either, especially after watching my Broncos go into this downward spiral. But because it's just way too frustrating. But I think Carson Wentz went out for at least a game or two.
And then the guy that's currently throwing, Nick Foles, which I think Carson is coming back for the Super Bowl. I'm not 100%, but Nick Foles, thank God he's older than me. He's not doing half bad either for the season. 537 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions.
Yeah.
He's not doing bad either. It's some of these other guys, we're gonna look up fucking some of their receivers for, Alshon Jeffrey from the Eagles. He's a wide receiver. Last week, this Sunday, versus Minnesota, 5 receptions, 85 yards, 2 touchdowns. Great. He's a touchdown guy. He's a runner. He's going to get those TDs. But regular season, 57 receptions, 789 yards, 9 touchdowns. Comparatively to fucking Amendola, this is going to be an interesting fucking game because Amendola, we already talked about, he's not a touchdown guy. He's gain that yard, get that distance, close the gap. And with Alshon Jeffrey, he's looking for it looks to me he's looking for that glory, because versus Minnesota he had 85 yards. Atlanta he had 61 yards. Dallas he got shut down. Dallas he had 8 yards. So Dallas saw something that no one else did and shut him the fuck down. I don't know. I'm gonna vote for the Patriots. I'm not gonna be upset if the Patriots lose, not at all. But fuck, dude, it's gonna be a great game. I'm looking forward to Brady and his smirk. I'm looking forward to the Eagles and how they're gonna respond. And isn't the Super Bowl this Sunday?
I think it's the next one. Don't we have a Pro Bowl this weekend?
I'm not 100%. Hold on.
Yeah, because I think from the last playoff game, I think they take 2 weeks between that last game,
Pro Bowls,
and then the Super Bowl, and then
no, it's this Sunday. It's this Sunday.
What?
Yep, this Sunday. NFL Sunday, February 4th, 5:30 p.m.
That's not this Sunday.
That's
the 23rd.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, first weekend of February. My bad. My bad. I thought it was the fucking 30th. I'm like, oh, fucking okay. I know how to read your calendar. Yeah.
But give it to the NFL for moving the Pro Bowl back down to Orlando. You know, not being out in Hawaii, so people actually can afford to go.
Yeah, and that's not. Yeah, let's talk about the Pro Bowl for a second, and that decision to move it from Hawaii to fucking Orlando. Of course, the obvious thing, fucking finances, but like I moved from New York to Florida, and I consider myself a Florida boy more than a New Yorker. Dude, 2 hours from Tampa, 2 hours from Miami, 2 hours from fucking 3 hours from Jacksonville. You know, if you could go to the Pro Bowl, would you? Like, if you had all the money in the world, would you go to the Pro Bowl?
Why not? It's just a superstar show. Now, I tell you what, if they want a platform to build promotion back up, the Pro Bowl is the perfect promotional period. Hey, let me come there. Let me, as a player, I've got good morals. I'm going to stand. I'm going to wave my American flag as I run out into that field. That would help promote the NFL and that positive change. But will we see that? Because other than the actual game, because it's just a bunch of screwing off by professional players, and it's fun to watch them play together. But as a fan, I'd like to go just so I can get another football signed by cool people.
So, I don't know. I'm checking replacements real quick, seeing if anyone replaced. Oh shit, no one did. Okay, so real quick, for those who are not tracking who the big names are in the Pro Bowl for the roster, Antonio Brown for the AFC. You've got Antonio Brown. You've got Alejandro Villanueva. Tom Brady is going to be a quarterback, as well as Ben Roethlisberger. Le'Veon Bell. On the defensive side of thing, we got Von Miller from the Broncos, just to make you a little happy. I like Von Miller. He's got some. I don't know why I like Von Miller as an outside linebacker, but I do, man. I just do.
So I tell you what, the thing that I'm in agreement with you on Von is he is a true person. He goes out there, he's got a positive attitude, and he works hard, and he's quick, and he's out there to help, Shane Barrett and everybody else that comes onto that team. He's there. This is what I do. I need to change myself when things happen. Hey, we messed up. Let's do it again. We got another week. Let's go try it again.
Exactly.
He's just a positive influence, and he doesn't let the political bullshit get in the way.
Now this is going to be funny because another guy on the AFC team, an interior lineman, Malik Johnson from Tennessee, from Jacksonville Jaguars. Another guy, really fucking like. Another dude that is just really fucking to the point, does his job, but he has a habit of getting distracted, man.
Yep.
Fucking.
Now, one guy on the NFC team that I on the defensive side of things that I am always impressed with, and he doesn't get a lot of credit out there.
Who?
Is Bobby Wagner.
Oh, Bobby Wagner from the Seahawks. Oh yeah. Okay. So Bobby Wagner. Oh man. Oh, this dude is like a fucking. You ever play Gears of War?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually met Bobby, and I've got one of his footballs. So
he reminds me of a Gear from Gears of War.
Mm-hmm.
He's just. I fucking love him. He reminds me of Coltrane.
He is just a massive disruptor on that team. I mean, he goes out there, he works hard, he's got a positive influence again, just like Vaughn, and he doesn't let the minutia get in the way of going out there and doing what he needs to do to get the job done.
All right, awesome. All right, by the way, for the NFC Pro Bowl roster, we got Julio Jones from the Falcons, wide receiver. We also got Michael Thomas from the Saints. Tackles, we got Tyrone Smith from the Cowboys, Trent Williams. Quarterback Carson Wentz, who did get replaced. Carson Wentz got replaced by Jared Goff for the Rams. And Malik Jackson from the Jaguars is also there. Wrong fucking team. God damn it. I was like, why the fuck am I reading Malik Jackson? God damn it, KJ. I'm sorry. Where was I? Offense, quarterbacks. Drew Brees from the Saints. Running backs, we got Todd Gurley, and we got Kyle Juszczyk from the 49ers as a fullback. And now let's get to the fucking dude that fucking slays me. And it's going to sound weird. Anthony Barr. Anthony Barr, another outside linebacker. And Marshawn Lattimore from the Saints, who's a cornerback. Those two guys, I want to see how they click. I hope to God they click in that way. You get what I'm saying? Because that would be a very interesting combo. You know who I'm talking about? Anthony Barr and Marshawn Lattimore?
Yeah. I mean, and then again, like, I think a lot of the Pro Bowl is just out there having a lot of fun, which is good. Yeah. You know, get the stress off there. Don't get hurt, and you know.
But they're also scoping out for next season on who they want to trade and who they want to buy. You know, let's not get it twisted. That's what the fucking Pro Bowl really is the team scoping each other out and going, hey, you know, what are you going to give up for Marshawn? What are you going to give up for Anthony Barr? You know, Anthony Barr. What are you going to give for him? You know, and it's God, just. And they're not the greatest, but, like, I don't like watching the greatest players of, you know, the greatest fucking defensive, the greatest offensive. Like, Marshawn's got okay stats. Fucking Anthony Barr's got okay stats. It's, you know, it's just like, fuck, man, you know? I see potential, and I'm excited for it. But anyway, that's pretty much what we have to look forward to for the Pro Bowl this upcoming Sunday. And other than that, I'm just excited for football again. You know, I'm. It killed me not having this, not having my not being able to watch my Pats while I'm fucking sitting there playing Fallout or some shit. You know, and not being able to fucking watch the Buccaneers get destroyed as they always do.
Well, let's hit the reset button after the Super Bowl, and let's try it again next year with the, you know, see if they can get it right.
Yeah, exactly. But hey, it's been a great show. We gotta do some house cleaning. You ready for house cleaning, brother? Spurs, you there?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah, we're gonna do some house cleaning. You want to join in for that? You want to have some fun?
Sure, let's do this.
Okay, so we're gonna throw you under the fire. We're gonna do house cleaning with me. I'm gonna do all the fucking. I'll do all the fucking who's coming up, and you do all the upcoming shows. How about that?
Sounds good.
Okay, so
you want me to start off?
No, I'm gonna start it off. So we have some guests coming up. We have tonight Todd Thompson and Steve Rubin from Waves Project. Waves, Wounded American Veterans Experience Scuba, providing wounded American veterans and their families the opportunity to experience scuba diving. The Waves Project helps combat wounded American veterans to participate in a challenging and exciting sport designed to facilitate the rehabilitation process of their injuries, as well as rehabilitating the entire family unit. Unlike most veterans organizations that are focused on serving the veteran only, the Waves Project encourages the involvement of the entire family to be a part of the process, assisting rehabilitation for the entire family. This Thursday, January 25th, we have Dan Caporal from Hire Our Heroes. USMC veteran Dan Caporal is the founder of Hire Our Heroes, a full-service staffing and recruiting solutions firm exclusive for veterans. Hire Our Heroes is a not-for-profit organization founded by veterans for veterans. They partner with world-class organizations and people who share their vision. They offer veterans a cost-free, best-in-class transition experience. HOH will secure opportunities for employment so our veterans population can cultivate their talents, traits, and aptitudes. This Friday also, on January 26th, we have Uper Chick. Uper Chick is an Army veteran and photographer who will be on to talk about what she does for military women and military entrepreneurs as an e-mentor. She e-mentors in several areas: careers, family life, and mental health. On Monday, January 29th, we have Blake Stillwell from We Are the Might. Oh, sweet. We Are the Mighty. Oh, snap, crackle, and pop. Blake Stillwell is the senior. I still get those. I'm gonna digress real quick, Spurs. I still get those moments of, oh my fucking god, I'm in this fucking community and I'm talking to all these people that I like, and oh my god, yeah. I still get a little like starstruck every now and then, Spurs. So it's adorable when it happens. Anyway, Blake Stillwell is the Senior Director of Digital Video Content and the Mandatory Fun podcast host. Blake is a traveler, writer, and erstwhile adventurer with degrees in design, television and film, public relations, and international relations. He's a former U.S. Air Force combat cameraman and Iraq War veteran who spent time as a field photographer and communications officer in the Middle East and Africa for the Near East Foundation. Pardon me. Blake has also worked for ABC News, NBC, HBO, and the White House. On February 2nd, we have Mary Hopper from Operation Shoebox. Mary Harper is the founder and president of Operation Shoebox and will be on to discuss what they do for our troops overseas and how the holiday season went, sending thousands of shoeboxes to them. Operation Shoebox embraces a practical mission of providing hands-on support for our troops deployed overseas and returning home. It is the mission of Operation Shoebox to meet the needs of every hero with dignity and appreciation. Whether it looks like packing coffee, socks, toothpaste, and a sports gear into care packages, or sending letters of encouragement, whether it looks like organized fundraisers or collecting supplies for homeless veterans, Operation Shoebox is committed to treating every hero with care and honor. Furthermore, February 5th, on Monday, PJ Walsh will be on. Navy veteran PJ Walsh is known as one of the hardest working comedians behind the microphone. His boundless energy and the strength of his physical comedy have carried him around the globe, from the Winter Olympic Games in Salt Lake City to over 20 overseas tours for U.S. troops in several countries, including Iraq and Afghanistan. PJ will be back on to tell us how his most recent tour overseas went and to let us know what he's been up to. February 6th, we have Kate Mannion. Kate Mannion was in the Marine Corps from 2008 to 2012 and was a member of the Marine Corps' first female engagement team. She deployed to Afghanistan twice and even crapped her pants there once. I had to fucking read that twice. After getting out, she finished her degree at Fordham University in New York City and participated in the Veteran Immersion Program at The Daily Show with Jon Stewart. Now she's a contributor for the military satire site Duffel Blog and coordinates social media for Barstool Sports military podcast Zero Blog 30. She's done sketch, improv, and stand-up, and now bombs at stand-up open mics in the Philly area. And, as always, don't forget our sponsor partners. We have the wonderful, the fabulous Project Overwatch, looking to accessorize our canine units with the most fantastic cameras known to man, allowing the officer and the canine unit to act as a codependent unit to increase situational awareness. Remember, this is a not-for-profit organization that every dollar you donate will go to the campaign, and as always, Rangers lead the way. And another amazing organization you need to check out and talk to is War Horses for Veterans. They currently are trying to get a facility built so that they can operate year-round at their Kansas facility. So what War Horses for Veterans is a 3-day horse and networking experience. You get the opportunity to go out there, hang out, drink some beers, ride some horses, do some lassoing, make fun of Red Leg and Minx's love for summer. And it's just an awesome, great experience. And I'm hoping to go out there and get over my fear of horses at some point, just like how Ice and Redleg went out there, got to ride and have a good time. Also, in other news, please do not forget to check out our terrestrial partner, the Veterans Report, which is on every Saturday. It's linked in the description above, and it's a talk show based out of, I believe is it Philadelphia? I think it was Philadelphia. I'm verifying that now. I don't want to issue anything bad, but they are a radio show based terrestrially out of Philadelphia, I believe, and they talk about all sorts of veterans issues regarding from the VA to changes in post 9/11 GI Bill, whatever you need to talk about. They're definitely on point. They're also hosted by 94.1 FM and 620 94.1 and 620 KHB. So definitely go over there, give them a like, check them out, see what's going on. And with that being said, are you ready to talk about our scheduled shows, Spur?
I think I am.
Okay,
So,
well, this is Spur's first time.
Let's give this a shot. So we have a show every night except for Wednesday, which is a Donza. That's how they call them. On Mondays, we have Ice. And who's with Ice on that?
We have Ice and Flash.
Flash. That's right. Sorry, Flash. That's on Monday nights. Every night the show is from 8 Eastern time out here on the West Coast. That starts at 5. Tuesday is Minx with Pookie. And
What show?
Tied Up Tuesday, correct?
Tied Up Tuesday. Yeah, don't forget to say what the show is.
All right.
We'll get you
Thanks.
there. We'll get you there.
Yeah, thanks. And then Wednesdays are off. Thursdays is Sergeant's Time with Ice and the guys from Main Page. Friday is Friday Night Freedom back with Minx. And who's on there?
Mud Puppy.
Minx? Mud Puppy. Thank you. Saturday is Jay Reddy. And then Green Room is on Sunday.
Saturday is Saturday Night Savagery with Jay Reddy and Pookie. Most savage night of radio.
Savage. And then the Green Room on Sundays. And who's on the Green Room?
That is Jason and Charlie.
Perfect. And then, of course, where we're at right now is Tuesdays and Thursdays at the Taco Truck with KJ. And I'll be joining in the next couple weeks. Here starting at noon Eastern time.
And don't forget, please tune in. I know Wednesday is a Donza for WTF Nation Radio. However, Wednesday is not a Donza for WTF Nation Gaming. Please come over there. Give me a like. Tune in. I need your input. I need your opinions. We're getting all that set up. We're going to do some great stuff. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, I am going to be a glutton for punishment, and I am going to do a open PUBG game. So if you want to come play PUBG with KJ from the WTF Nation, feel free, hop in. We're going to be playing on PC, and then Friday we're going to be playing on Xbox. God help me. But Friday
Xbox for PUBG?
For PUBG. Friday we'll be playing Xbox for PUBG, and we'll have that all up and running and laughing our asses off and having a grand old time. So that being said, I wish you all shots. Don't pull a fucking Mitch McConnell. Don't pull a Jane Fonda. Make sure your pay is correct, so check your LES. And you got any last words for him?
Oh, I just appreciate being here, guys.
Not a problem. Oh, and don't get your dick stuck in a toaster. And with that being said, I will see you all tonight for Tied Up Tuesday with Minx and Gray Cloud. Shots.
Photograph, tell me what it is to see when you look at me. Deep into the photography, I don't really need your sympathy, just tell me your thoughts. Have I got what they got, and is it a plot done for naught? Am I not like you because I do what I do? Who knew that I could lose a few of you cause I bleed blue? But it's true, I know cause I see it every day as I work and I sleep the day away. Like you I have pain and like you I have fear. Can I pay all of the bills and still make it through the year? Will I make it home alive? Should I pray to the sky every day and every night? Will I hold you by my side? But in the public eye, I don't even have a heart. A robot of the system moving only when I'm told to start. Rip apart my art, I'm strong like a flower blooming. You got it all wrong, I know you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe. And like you see, I see. And like you need, I need. And like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
Call me a vet like a soldier. Green beret, 21 gun salute, don't wanna see today. In the constant war zone, in the home of the brave, where they hate the police until they saving the day. I got kids like you, a mortgage like you, so blue lives matter, and so does yours too. All this separation and divide, open your eyes. If you cut us all open, we the same inside. The only difference is I run to the gunfight. Your peace when it's chaos, when the people don't act right. But I'm under scrutiny for trying to protect me. You pull a pistol and I'm shooting for trying to contest me. I got a quick second to make a deadly decision. The media portrayed me like a kid for a living, like I'm cold with no heart, a brain with no thoughts, a body with no feeling, a life with no cause.
Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. I'm damned if I do, and damned if I don't. It's like every single time I say what's on my mind, they go from my throat, they spew evil words. If you are absurd, always grinding, grinning, and killing my soul with these verbs. Hold me down, like I can't gasp for air. I'm closed inside of a box, like I'm inside Fort Knox. Every time that I'm there, I don't know why they think that I'm different from you. All that's true is I'm like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human. Like you breathe, I breathe, and like you see, I see, and like you need, I need, and like you bleed, I bleed. Don't treat me like an object, I'm tested and proven. Mind, heart, and soul, I'll always be a human.
The voice of U.S. Army, WTF Moments. This is WTF Nation Radio.